great victory, I think, for our team. It's always great. This is a great rivalry to me, to us, to a lot of people in the state of Alabama. I think our crowd was fantastic out there. I think they had an impact on the game, especially the student section. We did some things that, we need to get fixed, obviously. Busted a couple coverage on defense, fumbled the ball on the 9-yard line, got a punt blocked, roughed the punter on 4th and 30. Just some really things that we shot ourselves in the foot. And I think those things really need to get corrected, or, they're going to cost us at some point. But I told the players, look, man, we got a bye week coming up. We got a real team we got to play in 2 weeks. We need to get some rest. We need to recover. But we also need to focus on what we need to do to finish the season, and getting some of these things corrected is obviously the thing that we want to focus. But I'm not going to be negative about the game. I'm not going to be negative about our team. I'm really positive about the way they went out there and kept competing in the game. And even though everything wasn't perfect, we made the plays that we need to make to win the game. So, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm pleased. And there's just some things that we need to do better. And I still think that we shouldn't need to be humiliated to go out there and play the way we're capable of. We should be a team that, wants to beat other teams because of who we are, what our DNA is, what our disposition is, what we want our identity as a team to be. And we're going to keep working on that. So, but it's a great win for Alabama. It's a great win for the state, the people in the state, and all of our fans and supporters and our players.
Okay, we'll start here in the room with Nick.
Seemed like they were dropping a lot of guys on defense. How did that open things up for Bryce to use his legs a few times?
Well, they mixed it up. They mugged it up, and then they dropped guys out and dropped 8. And then at times they pressured us out of that. A couple times we messed up the protection. We didn't get it blocked right. Bryce made some critical 3rd down scrambles that kept drives alive. I think a big difference in the game is they were like 2 of 13 on 3rd down, and we were really good on 3rd down. And didn't like the way we got started in the second half, 2 3-and-outs right off the bat. But I think the difference in the game was our ability to control the ball. Our time of possession was way up there, and a lot of that is due to the fact that we converted 3rd downs. They didn't sustain drives, and even though they were going fast, they didn't sustain drives. They scored 3 times on big plays. And on the 3rd and 8 on the 8-yard line, we busted a coverage, half guys playing one thing, half guys playing the other, or we could have got off the field right there. But look, I have a lot of respect for their team, their quarterback, their coach, and the way they're playing. So this is a great win for our team.
The challenge of facing dual threat quarterbacks. And was it nice to be on the other side of that, to have a quarterback that can affect the game with his legs? I know you've had athletes, but Bryce really seemed to thrive tonight.
Yeah, Bryce really played well in the game. I think he got frustrated, a couple times. But he was very consistent. He made some big plays. We made some big plays. We missed a couple other big plays that we could have made. But I thought his consistency and performance was really, really good. And I thought the way he controlled the game, especially on 3rd down. Now, we struggled to run the ball, early, which kind of put us in some 3rd and not great manageable situations. And we converted on those. And that was really important early in the game, especially in the first drive.
Hey, Coach, Garrett Franks from WVU-FM. Brian Robinson had a big game running the ball and catching it out of the backfield. How have you seen him grow on the field and off the field this season?
Could you ask me that again? I couldn't really.
I'm sorry. Brian Robinson had a big game running the ball and catching the ball at the backfield. How have you seen him grow this season on and off the field?
Yeah, well, D-Rob has been a real consistent performer for us. I think that the more he plays, the better he gets. He's been a really effective runner. He's got power. He makes people miss. I think the biggest thing he's improved on is being a very consistent receiver. He's catching the ball very well and making plays in the passing game, which was one of the things that he needed to improve on, and I think he's done a fantastic job of that.
Okay, we're going to go online to Cecil. Cecil, go ahead.
Coach, can you remember a game in tight situations? Can you remember a game in tight situations where you had 3 busted coverages like that?
Well, one of them, the 3rd and 8 was a bust. The 2 early ones was a bust. I mean, we weren't lined up and ready to play on the 70-yard touchdown, that the last one that they scored. Josh was standing there looking at the sidelines trying to get the signal, and they went fast and snapped the ball, and the guy ran right by him before he ever even was lined up and ready to play. So that really wasn't a bust. D. Wright getting beat on the chop route was not really a bust. But then we got him 3rd and 8 at the 8, and we busted. And the 2 longer passes early in the game were we didn't execute. So, but the offense answered, and we kept scoring points. I think it was big to get an interception at the end of the game, which sort of put the game out of reach and changed the game in the 4th quarter. So, we need to fix those things, but we had some matchup issues out there today that we're going to have to work on and try to get fixed.
We'll go to Michael Casagrande.
Yeah, you gave up 150 yards in the first quarter, and then they didn't get a first down again until the 4th quarter. What went so well in those 2nd and 3rd quarters defensively?
Well, we changed how we were playing. We were playing a lot of middle of the field coverage, thinking that they were going to run the ball. And we gave up a couple big plays. So we started playing a lot more split safeties. That was the halftime adjustment that we made. And we played that a lot better. But when they get 4 open and you're playing nickel, which we felt like we had to play because of the fastballs, we couldn't play dime like we did last week. 8 gets, walked out there sometimes when you're playing split safeties on a wide out. He doesn't really have a man-to-man, but it still is not the same kind of coverage you would be able to play if you had another DB in the game. So, and that's what I'm talking about when I talk about matchup situations. And he did a good job in the game, but it makes you a little soft. And they kept nickel diming us into the boundary, which is where that was happening. So, but the big plays that we gave up, they were all the DBs. We just didn't play the coverages correctly, and we got to get those things fixed.
Go back in the room here to Aaron.
On defense, you guys were great on 3rd down, especially 3rd and short. What was the key to success there?
Well, we really kind of made simple calls that our players could execute. And I think, they're counting a little bit on going fast in those situations. And, sometimes if the defense is ready to go and they run the stunt properly, you can get some penetration. And that was really important. We had 2 or 3 of those, in the game that I think were really big.
Time for a couple more. We'll go to John Zener with the AP.
Yeah, Coach, how much has Bryce kind of grown in his decision making as the season's gone on, especially being willing to run, kind of make plays doing both ways?
Well, we would like to for him not to have to run. And I think he's really selective. We don't really have any quarterback runs that he actually runs. But he's done a really good job of scrambling. He's really deceptively quick and has a really good burst and moves around, very effectively in the pocket. So he's not easy to sack. So that's been very beneficial to us. I would actually hope that he doesn't have to do it, that we can protect well enough and get people open well enough that we can throw it and catch it, and he wouldn't have to do that. But I think that anytime a quarterback does that, it does affect the defense. And I think it's something that's been very effective for us the last couple of games.
Okay, we'll finish up with Tony.
Yeah, Nick, we didn't see Agiye Hall today. What's his status on the team, and where is he moving forward?
What we do with our players on our team is really kind of our business. And, we're encouraging guys to do the right thing, whether it's personally, academically. We have protocols that, when guys miss so many things, they don't get to play in a game. Now, that's always been a rule around here. So I'm not going to disclose, and I don't think it's anybody's business when we're trying to get players to do the right thing. And we use playing time and opportunities in football to try to get them to do the right thing personally and academically. So that's basically all I got to say about that.
Coach, that's all we
But
got.
you guys are really good about taking roll. I will say that. I mean, if you need any help, let me know and I'll take roll for you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the fans tonight too, man. They were great. Thanks.